Hello, wonderful viewers. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've watched my videos before. I am Sara, the Cedar Moon Witch, and today I want to discuss some basic tarot rules. I have 5 tarot rules that every tarot reader should follow. Not necessarily about decks or settings or the ritual, because that's all very personal. These are 5 basic tarot rules that every person reading tarot for themselves or for others should follow. In my opinion, I suppose. I should always say in my opinion. But today, I have the Hoi Polloi Tarot here. It's an oldie, it's a favorite. This is a 1972 deck. I love it. It's got a good vibe. Very clear reader. So we're gonna look through that while I discuss my tarot rules. Oh no, snap. The first rule for reading tarot is don't ask a question you don't really want to know. Because you might come away hurt. You need to be very intentional about the questions that you ask. But really think about, is this something that I really want to know? Because I have had people come to me for tarot readings, and they ask, some questions. Oh, well, is my husband cheating on me? And if he's cheating on me, is it okay for me to leave? But then the tarot cards tell me that he is a loving, kind man, and this woman is just bored in her marriage. And as a reader, giving, telling that person that this is what the cards are telling me, there's, I don't know. I guess just don't ask a question that you really don't want the answer to. Rule number 1. Rule number 2 is when you ask a question, first of all, always ask a question. But be clear and specific about your question. The clearer you are in the question that you ask, the clearer the answer will be. I know that seems silly and kind of, but be clear, be specific. Don't beat around the bush. Tarot is not your mind-reading husband. Be clear, be specific. My third rule is one that I see a lot of people ignoring. But I think it's one of the most important things in a tarot reading is to answer the question. If you've decided that the question you want to ask is important enough to ask, and you have been clear and specific in the question, don't pull a card and just ramble off or wax poetically about what you see in the card, how the card makes you feel, the colors of the cards, the facial expressions of the people, yada yada, and leave it at that. Tie all of those things into an answer to the question. Does that make sense to you, dear viewer, that you should answer the question? If you ask a question, if you ask, for instance, does my husband love me? And you get the 2 of Pentacles, and you say, well, he loves me sometimes, because the 2 of Pentacles is about balance, right? Well, sometimes he loves me, sometimes he doesn't. But is that answering the question? No. Maybe the 2 of Pentacles in that instance means that yes, he loves you all the time. but he's balancing other responsibilities, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I articulated that well enough. I guess I'm saying that keywords for cards, like the Two of Pentacles and Balance, keywords can be helpful, but keywords don't always answer the question. And your set definition of this card might not answer the question. If you just say balance, well, yes, you know, you need to apply it to the question. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. My fourth rule for reading tarot is tarot doesn't judge. Tarot will always give us a neutral reading. And it is up to us to assign meaning of that card. So a lot of tarot reading depends on your outlook going into the reading. If you go into the reading feeling disheartened and disempowered and lost, then every card that you get, you are going to filter it through your lens of lack and self-doubt and confusion, etc. But if you go into a reading positive, then you're going to naturally see the positive aspect of that card. In addition to, like, our perspective, because tarot is neutral. We assign perspective to the cards based on where we are when we read the cards. In addition to that, though, like, there are no bad cards, and there are no good cards. The world can show up in a shitty situation, but it can show up in that shitty situation to tell you that the shitty situation is coming to an end, right? Or maybe that this is the last shitty situation needle on the camel's back. You know, the Two of Cups can show up in a reading about a breakup. If you only read uprights, if you don't read reversals, and you just pull the Two of Cups, it could be a bad Two of Cups. It's just about connection and filling each other's cups, but it could go either way, couldn't it? Unless you had more context in the reading. I guess it's just one of those things. The Nine of Swords gets a bad rap for being a bad card, for being a negative card. But the Nine of Swords isn't a bad card. The Nine of Swords is a card telling you that you are in your mind creating the anxious and the doubt and the worry and the fear. That's not bad. It's saying, hey, wake up and see that this is all on you. It's your perspective. So I just think, you know, like if you go into a reading and pull the Eight of Swords, but you're already in a bad place, that Eight of Swords has the potential to just gnaw at you and eat at you because you're already in a negative place. But it takes a shift in your perspective to realize that there's an opening, right? So tarot doesn't judge. Tarot gives us an answer, and it is up to us to assign meaning to that answer. And I don't know. I'm one of those. I believe that we have the ability to consciously create our reality. And part of that is by, when you pull a tarot reading, not jumping to the worst, absolute worst conclusion. You know, like, if you pull the Five of Cups when you're already sad and just out of it, it could be confirmation that the world is ending. But if you shift your perspective, there are still those cups. So I don't know. It seems like common sense, but I watch a lot of tarot readers, like tarot readings, and it seems like they don't. I don't know. I don't know. Perspective. Tarot doesn't judge, we judge. So you have the ability to turn the situation around, to see on the bright side, I guess. And then that also ties in to my 5th rule for reading tarot, is that you should always leave the reading feeling empowered. If you leave a tarot reading feeling bummed and, you know, victimized and, you know, like, oh my gosh, this situation is never going to end, it's awful, and tarot didn't help me at all, then you didn't read tarot right. And like, I know that's judgmental, that's harsh, but really, you should always leave a tarot reading feeling empowered. And that goes back to perspective. That goes back to tarot doesn't judge, we do. And we assign these meanings based on the lens through which we are reading the cards. So I guess that my hope is that you, dear tarot reader, learn to shift your perspective when you read tarot. You know, instead of seeing the Eight of Pentacles through that, oh my God, I am so tired of working, I need a vacation, wah, 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 blah, 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 poor me, as opposed to the Eight of Pentacles. I can do this. This is all helping me become the person that I am meant to be. Because I view the Eight of Pentacles as steps towards self-actualization. Pentacles are material. So the things that we can touch and feel, you know, the material things, including ourselves. So, you know, I see the Eight of Pentacles as a work of art, not as drudgery, not as a pain. You know, the Six of Cups, a lot of people see the Six of Cups in a negative light, but it's not a negative card. There's a positive to this card also, and that's what you should take away with your tarot reading. You know, like the Six of Cups, just find pleasure in the simple things in life, you know, not dwell on the past and weep for what has been lost. That's not to say that that can't be what's going on now. But if you have just an awful tarot reading going on, you should leave the reading feeling empowered. Pull a card, you know, for empowerment. How can I feel empowered going forward? And pull a card. Right? Pull a card. Break yourself free from the chains of your perspective, of the cards. So, I suppose that is my 5 main rules for reading tarot. Everything else is, you know, the deck you want to use, the crystals you want to pull out, the music you want to put on, the incense you want to burn, that's all personal. But I feel like these 5 tarot rules are rules that everyone, if you're going to read tarot, you should follow. So, again, first of all, don't ask a question you don't want the answer to. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, be clear and specific when you ask a question. Because the more clear and specific you are about your question, the more clear and specific the answer will be. The third tarot rule is to answer the question. Don't go on about what you see and how it makes you feel without tying that back into the answer. The 4th rule is tarot does not judge. Tarot is neutral. We are the ones who judge. And you can choose, you can consciously choose to seek the positive in tarot as opposed to seeking the negative. And then the last and 5th tarot rule that I have is leave the reading feeling empowered. Because that's what tarot's for. Tarot is to help you grow, to help you reach your goals, to help you be the best you that you can be. So please take advantage of that. Don't get so bogged down in the bad cards. Realize that the bad cards aren't bad. They're alerting you to maybe where you are and how you can shift. Like if you pull the 9 of Swords, realize that you have the power over your thoughts to question those thoughts and to silence those thoughts. So that's all I have for you today. My 5 tarot rules. Comment, let me know, do you agree, do you disagree? What other tarot rules do you have? Maybe what tarot rules did I not mention that you think are essential for reading tarot? If this is a likable video, like it. If this is subscribable, definitely subscribe. Bless you so much for being here. It really means the world to me. And I guess until next time, bye.